that I am the luckiest police officer in the country, and I am thankful to the police force of Maharashtra and its leaders, including politicians, that they gave me this opportunity. As SP, my biggest uh, satisfaction is that I was posted as SP Gadchiroli. And in Gadchiroli, that time it was a Naxal challenge at its peak. With the help of local boys of that district, I created and raised one force named by C60. The C60 force, why I named it C60? Because I selected about 100 fellows and 60 of them were available around the clock for any Naxal operation. That is why it was named as C60 Crack 60. Although people were 100, but the remaining 40 were either for leave or for training. Round the clock, 60 people should be ready. That is why it was named as C60. Today, the strength of that force is 1000, but name is still C60. The local force, the local people, neither the leaders nor the police force changed the name. And today, the name of C60 is known countrywide. Even Government of India has recognized its contribution. And I think more than 20 gallantry medals have been won by the members of that C60. That force was raised without any support from anybody, all local resources. Subsequently, government realized its importance and gave them extra bucks, paid money for uniform. When I raised it, it was from the available resources only. I was requested by the members of those places, although those commanders, many of them have died in police in the Naxal encounters, but some of them are still alive. And the new generation, they have made a request to me to come to Gadchiroli before my retirement. So day before yesterday, I had on their request to visit that Gadchiroli, just to pat them, just to congratulate them, just to wish them best wishes. And they are now celebrating 25th year of C60. They have made a request to come to me for Silver Jubilee, and perhaps government is also giving some 25th years medal, starting a new medal for the C60. This is my biggest contribution as far as SP is concerned. Not many people got this opportunity. I was lucky that I got this opportunity. Whatever best I could do, I did. Next thing is Gadchiroli only, this preventive action to the non-commissioned area came to police during my period. I should not use the word because of me, but I made out a case that how it is useful for the officers working in Naxalite area to have this preventive action like they are in commissioned, like 110, 107 and those papers. Idea was that when I joined the district, whenever policemen went to the rural area, the villages so-called, the people will run away from the men folks will run away from the village, and that was left with only the women and children. So how to interact with them, how to have the what if they are not available, you can't interact with them, you can't talk to them, you can't say what for they have come. They always think that they have come to ask about the Naxalites. That is why they will come, police will come, that where are the Naxalites, where are the Naxalites, and they will harass them. That is why they will run away in the jungle. So how to make a connect between them? This was one of the way that when in preventive action, we started Gram Beti Yojana in a big way. Because of that, our fellows will go, they will not talk about next line, they will ask only about तुम्हारी अड़चन क्या है, what is your problem, what you are faced, and those problems were conveyed to the concerned either Jilla Parishad CEO or to the collector. This was one part, and this preventive action helped to have that anybody who is supporting them, he will be called in the police station, he will be given the notice, don't do it, and at the same time we also will they will get our another face also. Although they are the police, but they are not brutal. And suppose we can identify any potential informer, because when they are coming to us, at least there is one interface. One is Gram Beti Yojana, second is that is the softer part, and this is the harder part. Even then they will realize that police is not so brutal, and that is how initially it was given only for 6 months by the government. That time DG Mr. V.K. Saraf especially told me that this is the experiment which government is conducting with you. If any single complaint of harassment comes, then we will be the loser. The result was that government issued the order. Of course, that was 3.5 months later, only for 6 months. Then I made out a case. It was reissued, with the result that for 5 years, we were getting 6 months extension. Even I left Gadchiroli, that time we were getting 6 months extension. Subsequently, because of successful experiment in Gadchiroli, it was extended in Gondia, it was extended in Chandrapur. And subsequently, at later stage, when we could prove that without commissionerate also, police officer can discharge these duties well, it has been given to a whole state. Now all DYSPs and the PILCDs are having those powers. I am not making a claim, but since you said, I said that this was because I took initiative and made out a case. Perhaps that was it. After that I was as SP Ahmednagar. That time this Babri Masjid riot broke out. Ahmednagar is considered to be very sensitive. There have been continuous coming back. My team handled it so well that it went incident free. Although I imposed curfew for 48 hours without any incident. Even that was questioned, when there is no incident, why did you impose curfew? I said curfew is a preventive action. Subsequently, it was appreciated by the public, and it remained without any incident. Okay. After that, I came as AIG in DG office. I was there for about a year and a half. Then I went to CBI for 6 years. I got the experience of minute and detailed investigation, sustained investigation of the case, and very important cases were unearthed at that time. That time only government of Maharashtra wanted to implement the recommendation of Sri Krishna Commission. If you remember, there was a Sri Krishna Commission over 1992 riots. I was made head of the Special Task Force, and I successfully implemented the report of Sri Krishna recommendation. It was challenged in the Supreme Court. I had filed a detailed affidavit in Supreme Court that what action I have taken. I prosecuted some of the police officers also, and even some court were also satisfied that yes, this report has been successfully implemented. It was a very difficult, ticklish task, because you were sitting on the report and scrutinizing the report of the retired High Court judge. That time he had subsequently become to Supreme Court, but nobody raised a finger. And after that, I went as IG Konkan for 2.5 years. That time there were again blast in Mumbai. So government of Maharashtra decided to raise ATS, and they picked me to create this unit. And I am happy that within a short period, my team, me and my officer, we were able to create that unit, make it functional. We made it functional, and we conducted successful operations, avoided many incidents to happen, and serial blast also was investigated, detected, and charge sheeted. Even on 26/11 also, unfortunately we lost Karkare that time. I was at VT. That time again I was asked to hold charge. I continued when I was promoted in 2007. But I continued holding additional charge of ATS to February 2008. When I handed over charge to Mr. Karkare, again post 2016, I was again asked to hold additional charge. I hold additional charge for another 8 to 10 months. Then they raised the level of level, they upgraded the post and reposted me there. So High Court directed them, why are you keeping the post? So those 5.5 years in ETS were also another thing which I think have given me immense satisfaction of creating a unit, make it in functional and delivering the result. Name of ATS is now the name of that everybody knows in the country. Then I was additional DG Law and Order for 1 year. After that I was Police Commissioner Thane for more than 3 years. And that 3 years also were incident free. There was not a single case when police has to resort to charge. All serious crimes were detected. So I have the satisfaction. After that I was promoted here. And when I joined this organization, the strength was 800. Now when I am leaving this organization, the strength has gone to 2000. And I was, in my tenure, the corporation was able to make the profit to the tune of 9 crore we are in the fixed deposit. So this is the show.
So you played a pivotal role in the case of conviction against Abu Salim in the Pradeep Jain murder case. So kindly elaborate on that.
Yes, it was a very challenging case. Pradeep Jain was murdered in 1995. That time Abu Salim was sitting abroad. He was ordering extortion actions, right, left and center. Whosoever was not paying, he was being fired at, or some of them were killed also. Pradeep Jain was also one of the victim. And when this, after his arrest in Portugal and his extradition, initially he came to CBI because CBI was investigating the blast case of 1992. After that, it came to us since we were the anti-terrorist unit. It was almost a dead case. You can understand that the earlier accused were arrested. They had said something. They were acquitted. Subsequently, Supreme Court in the appeal, they were some of them were convicted. And this truncated case, it becomes very difficult. So our team, my team, worked day and night, put one to one together, and whatever the missing link, that was completed, and we made a watertight case with the result that you can see in the judgment of the Tata court. It was a fantastic piece of investigation, which should work as a study case for coming for other people. Because of the teamwork and the complainant's total dedication, that he stuck to the facts, he stuck to the truth, he narrated everything in the court, and the witnesses, whether it was approval or otherwise, we were able to build up a very watertight case, and we court was convinced that whatever we have done is true and based on the facts. That is why court has made conviction. My role as supervisor officer can say that yes, I was behind them, I was supporting them, but it was done by my team, which had Inspector Deshmukh, that time now he is ACP, Inspector Tajne, Inspector Dinesh Kadam, Inspector Sachin Kadam, Inspector Mane. All these fellows have done very hard in this case.
So kindly share your experience as the APS chief previously with respect to various cases like the 7/11 blast and the 26/11.
Which I have already told you that 7/11 case was also a brilliant case. In earlier cases and in subsequent cases, if you see, in almost all the cases there has been some piece of evidence left to the tune that some unexploded bombs were recovered, even in that 1992 also, even in subsequent cases. 7/11 case was one case where there was not a single failure on their part, and whatever 7 plantation done, they exploded, which caused such a severe damage. Because once you get something live, you get some additional, you get some lead, you can type of container, type of bomb, you get to know. In this case, it was completely a blind case. My team, with the help of crime branch, worked day and night, and we were able to identify the right people, although some of them are still accused, but largely it was orchestrated, manufactured whole case by the people, by the player who are sitting abroad. But even then, the case was detected, that culprit were booked, and they are, the trial is almost complete. Now we are waiting for the judgment.
So do you think there is a change in the security apparatus in the aftermath of the Mumbai terror attacks?
Yes, at that time, in fact, when this, before 26/11, we had the QRT, Quick Response Team, of only about 80 people. They were at the command of, they were at the disposal of ATS. But 26/11, when that time it happened, we never, in Maharashtra Police Force, or for that matter, anybody in the country, never imagined that we can have this kind of attack. So that time we were not really fully prepared, because it was not really attack, it was not terrorist attack, it was like a war. People came with all kinds of ammunition and they started right after center, selecting the iconic places, and in the wee hours of night, maybe 9:30. But post that incident, we have definitely improved. We are having now QRT, we are having Force 1, which was which on the line, exactly on the line of NSG. They are being trained, they are being practiced. So any repeat of 26/11 type can be replied definitely properly by Maharashtra Police. But saying that whether have we achieved the perfection? No, we have not achieved that. Always scope of improvement. Although after that there has been many equipments have come, intelligence apparatus also has been upgraded. There has been more awareness among the police officer as well as public. We are taking the program, various program Maharashtra Police is taking for the purpose of de-radicalization and taking the community with them. But you know, there is always a scope of improvement. There is still a lot of things which need to be done and will be done in due course, I am sure.
So as per your expertise, what it could be?
There is nothing like expertise, but definitely experience counts. One thing which I can definitely say is that whenever any such incident happens, it has to be continuously rehearsed and upgraded. Complacency, when it comes in anything, it leads to failure, and we need to continuously upgrade our particularly technical intelligence system and the manual intelligence system. We need to work in such a way that the people, the boys, the young boys, whether from any thing, they are not, they don't feel neglected, they don't feel hurt, they do not feel isolated, and the anti-national agency should not able to penetrate sitting abroad and radicalizing the youth sitting in our country. Kalyan incident is live incident when the boys from here were radicalized on net only. Earlier thing before 2006 earlier, boys were identified. They were taking, they went to Gulf country. They went to Pakistan, they went for undergoing training from Gulf country, they were taken to Pakistan and they were radicalized, they were trained. Now such things are not being reported. There is no need also, because on net everything is available, you can contact, you can train, even on net you can learn how to make bomb without spending much of the money. So with the result that we need to be very concerned, awareness program need to be taken in a big way. Particularly the peer group and the parents and the relatives and the family members need to be sensitized, and it can happen only when we have the proper interface with the public. The police force need to be. Second thing is that we need to have counter-terrorism policy. When we say counter-terrorism policy, it is not the police force alone which can do and which should do. There are other units also. Like these people should not feel that they are being deprived of something. So for that we have a limited role, but other development activities, other urban activities, whatever activities for the economic purpose, everybody should contribute to create that feeling that there is no alienation, and that is what need to be done in a big way.
So how can the security apparatus can be further strengthened in cities like Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, which are under constant security threat?
In my view,